guys, it's Katie here again from Creativa. Today I'm doing another page in my Purse Mini Album. So in the last video we did page 1 and well page 5, and there's a whole story to that. You can check that video out, it's in this playlist. So today we're going to do 2 more pages in the Purse Mini Album. And so let me tell you a little bit about the materials that I'm using. So I'll just push that onto the side. I'm using this set of SVG files, and you can pick these up in my Etsy store if you're interested in creating the Purse Mini Album as well. SVG files are scalable vector graphic files for electronic cutting machines. I use a Cricut, but you can use the SVG files in any cutting machine that is capable of using SVG files. There is a lot of scoring in this project, so you need to know how to go about getting your machine, whatever it is, to score those lines. I have already done a video on how to upload this project to Cricut and how to do those score lines, attach them to the piece, and a little bit about how to work with the files. It's in this playlist, which I will link to this video so you can check it out. The pieces in blue or in green down here, I have cut out of cardstock. The cardstock I'm using is this black cardstock this is one that you can get in Australia in Spotlight. It's not the best quality, but you work with what you can get, right? So anyway, it's 176 GSM, which I think is about the same as 70 pounds, maybe a little bit less. So that's the cardstock that I'm using. And then the pink pieces that are sitting on top, they are the mats for each of the pieces, so you don't have to measure them. And the machine will cut them for you. I have cut those out of scrapbook paper, and the scrapbook paper I'm using today is this one by DCWV called Floral Couture. And I'm also using some background paper, which is a digital scrapbook paper that I got from Etsy, and that is a really great file because there's 100 different colours of paper in there, just background paper. It's all got the same design on it, so I think it will be really useful for a lot of projects. So I'll put a link to that in the description box as well. Anyway, today we're going to do 2, I think, pages, and I've already cut some bits out to make the pages. So what I'll do is I'll show you which pieces I've cut out, but you don't need to worry about writing it down. I'll put a list of all the pieces that I've cut out in the description box, so you don't have to write them down or anything like that. Okay, so we are doing page 2 in our album. So let's scoot over to page 2. So I'm going to do page 2 and hopefully also page 3 today. So my plan is we're going to have some flips and things. So where should we start? I cut all these out a minute or 2 ago, meaning a couple of days ago, so I need to remember. I've got some pockets, put those there. I've got some mats, I've got a pocket, I've got some more mats, I've got some more mat. Okay, right. I think what we can do actually is just put the album to the side for a minute. These closures I can just pop inside while I'm working on the album. I'll just put that to the side. Excuse my squeaky chair. So I have got here 2 of the add-on base pages. So first of all, I've got one of add-on base page 1, which is this one here. It's got the score lines on it. My Cricut's done those score lines for me. And I also have one of the add-on base page 2s here, and that has also got those score lines on there. So I'm going to start, so they are pocket pages, but I'm going to make them just into flips. So I need to start by cutting off these 2 tabs on each one of those. So let's get my cutting board or paper trimmer. Man, I really need to fix this chair. I just don't really know how to. So I'm just going to line up my score line on the edge of my paper trimmer here. Line that up and trim that off. So I use my scoring stylus in my Cricut to make these scores. You could use the scoring wheel, but you have to change it out every time with the blade. Whereas a scoring stylus can just stay in my machine all the time. That's just my preference because I'm lazy and I don't want to keep having to change things out all the time. So now our pockets are tabs, flips, and I can just fold these little tabs over, squash them down. Try and find my bone folder in this mess beside me. It's my ruler. Okay. Just going to fold that. I'm going to fold it both ways, like so. And I'm going to do the same with this one. And I'm going to fold that one both ways. Like so. So I'm actually going to stack these on top of each other is my plan. I think I might round the corners. Let's do that. So I've got my little punch to round my corners. I'm going to do that one and this one. And then I think we'll just stick them together. So I'm using art glitter glue, which I've only just found recently. Oops. And I'm really liking it, although I do not like this pin that goes in it because I've bent the pin and I don't know, it just won't straighten properly. So I'm going to have this one on top, this one with this little indentation. So I'm going to put some glue on this tab. And I'm going to attach it to this side where this tab is, but I'm folding that tab under. So I'm just going to line that up. So we're just making it like a little booklet basically. Give that a press. Give it an extra press. Make sure that's attached. Happy with that. So now I've got some mats to go on here. So let's have a look at that. I've got this one and this one. So they're each going to go on this page here. I just can't remember which order they were going in. I think it was that way and then that way, like so. And then this one's going there, that's right. And then when I flip it over again, this one's going to go on the back. So I think I'll just go ahead and quickly do that. I need to round the corners of these ones. I'll just quickly go ahead and do the matting here so you don't have to watch me. I am using this glue in this little bottle here, which is actually just an acetone based craft glue. In Australia I get this from Crafter's Choice. It's Crafter's Choice, I get it from Spotlight, but you use any glue you like. So I'll just quickly attach my mats with this glue and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I have matted those 4 pages and I've still got that tab there. So on this front page I'm going to put this pocket here. So this pocket is one of the add-ons. This is add-on side pocket 1 and I've cut that out of the black cardstock, and then I've cut one of the mats to go on top, so that's add-on pocket 1. And so then I'm also going to use this corner pocket here. So this is add-on corner pocket. So I've cut the green piece out of the black cardstock, and then the pink mat on top I've cut out of my scrapbook paper. So I'm going to pop those in here. This one I'm going to put on my front cover. So the idea is with these things that, you know, you can put pockets and flips wherever it is that you want. So I'm just giving some suggestions on some ways to use the pieces to make pages, but you might come up with your own ideas on how you could put it together or how you would like it to go together. So these are just suggested ways of making some page layouts, certainly not the only way. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this one on here, like so. I'm just going to flip that over so I can make sure that my pocket's lined up okay. And then I can just press it down. So I'm really enjoying this background digital paper that I found on Etsy, because there's so many colours. I think I can just use it for so many projects, and you know, by the time you put something in the pocket you won't really see too much of that background paper, so I didn't want to use all of my design paper for that purpose. Okay, so I'm going to turn that one over, and then I'm going to put this corner pocket in here. So I'll just put a bit of glue on this tab, close it up, hold it for a second so that it just makes it easier to put it on my page. So you don't have to put a corner pocket here, you could put a bottom pocket or a belly band or more than one bottom pocket. It's up to you. I'll pop that in here. I don't want to put anything too bulky on this page though, because there is no gusset between these pages down there, so you don't want to put, you know, a lot of bulky items in there. Just make sure it closes okay. Great. So I'm not going to put anything on here. I think that's a good place to put one photo or a couple of photos, or maybe if I've got something nice in scrapbook paper I could put that there. I'm not sure yet, but it's an opportunity. And the same with this one. So we're going to stick this in our album now. So this is page 2. That squeaky chair is going to drive me mental. So this is our page 2, and I'm just going to put some glue on this tab here and then stick this to the edge of the page. Right, that's going to be a chunky page, Katie. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, so then I'm just going to line it up with the edge of this page where I think I might like it. Maybe up a squidge, about there, like so. Okay, I'm just going to flip that over. Now, I've just had this terrible thought that I've cut the mat the wrong way. This mat here, oh no, it'll be okay. Alright, so this is the base page mat that's going to go on here. My pockets might be a problem though. I think it's supposed to go that way. Yeah, I'll have to get another bottom pocket. I was originally going to put this on this page, but that's another story. So this is the base page mat. That's this mat here, or this one here, they're both the same. And there's also a tiny little skinny piece that you will see in the SVG files but isn't on my screenshot, and that's this little guy here, and that's going to go along here, down that little bit. So let's do that now before I lose that piece, and while it's in my hand. Yes, so I was going to so we're going to do some doors next, and I was going to put the doors on this page, but what happened was I cut my scrapbook paper upside down for some reason. I must have loaded it on my mat upside down, so it was fine. I could put it on this page, but now I've messed up that bottom pocket for this side. But never mind, these things happen. So the album's turning out really nicely, but it's been such a comedy of errors from start to finish so far. I'm only up to page 3. Well, this is technically page 2, but it's the 3rd one we've made. So I don't recall any time that I've had so many mess ups along the way. Cutting my paper upside down, and I don't want to cut it again because I only have so much scrapbook paper. So I don't want to just trash it and not use it. So I'm just working around. Which goes to say, obviously, you don't have to do these page layouts in this, if you're doing the same ones as me, in the same order. Okay, so then my plan was to put this this pocket down the bottom, but it should actually go this way. I wonder if I can pull this off. I don't really need to. What I'm going to do is just turn it over. Should I cut a whole pocket again? I could perhaps use this one later on. This pocket is going to go here, like this. And this pocket is bottom pocket 4. Now, the thing about the bottom pockets, these 2 bottom pockets, is that they are shaped to fit on the page. Right, so if I turn this over this way, what you'll find is that it doesn't follow the shape of the page. Probably can't see it properly. I'm probably not even on screen. If I put that on there, it doesn't follow the shape of the page in the same way as it does if I put it that way. So this is the way it should go. So I really need to fix that up. So anyway, you can add that bottom pocket the right way around. Right now I'm just going to lay it down there so I know where I want to put it. But I have this other pocket to go on here, and it will fit. It doesn't matter because it's not shaped. So this one here is bottom pocket 3. So I have cut bottom pocket 3 out of the black cardstock, and then I have cut a mat for it, that pink mat here, out of this one here. And I'm going to pop that one on there. About there, I think. So I will fix this up later, but right now we can put this one on because I know where it's going to go, and I can cut out another one of these bottom pockets later to fix it up. No fear. So I'm just holding those corners again, and I can put some glue all the way around. And we're okay. Right, so I think I'm going to put this one on about there. I want it down low enough on the page so that I can still fit plenty of things in there. Maybe it should come over a little. There we go. Okay, so just imagine, just use your imagination to see this pocket here, and I'll fix that up later. But so that is basically that page, and of course there's a spot here, an insert here, we've got a little insert here, and then we'll have those 2 pockets there. So that's quite a nice easy page. I'll fix that one up later, so I might just slide that into this pocket so as to remind me that I need to fix that one up. But I will put the list of that pocket in the split it out in the description box so that you know to cut it out. Okay, on this page we're going to do a set of drawers. So where have I put my little bits and pieces? Here. So this is another pretty easy page. To start with, I have cut out one of side flip 1 and one of side flip 2, and then I've cut out 2 mats for 1 and 2 mats for 2. Because they're going to be flipped, we're going to mat it on both sides. And then I have also cut out the mat for the base page, plus that little skinny bit that we also have to imagine is there. I'm really extending your imagination at the moment. Sorry guys. Okay, so we have this little strip to go on here. So let's do that straight away, because I'm always a bit worried about losing these little strips. Just finishes the page off nicely. And we have that little bit there because it keeps everything away from the spine, so it helps our pages to sit a little bit flatter. I think it looks quite snazzy though. Snazzy. Right, so that one's there. And we can't pop that one in just yet, but that one's got fine there. Right, I haven't stuffed that one up. Alright, let's make these little guys here. I'll just put that to the side. And we have a set of doors. So my doors are going to look like this. So I've just folded over the tab, and then these are the mats for my doors. I'll put one on here and one on here. So we can just go ahead and do that. Yeah, so the album is coming together really nicely. I'm liking it a lot. I'm liking this paper a lot. It is a little tricky to work with because there are so many colours, you know. There's greens and blues and like a mustardy colour and pink. So there's just so many colours in the pack, and just trying to bring it all together. Oh, there's black, sort of a maroon burgundy colour. Yeah, bringing all together has been a bit challenging for me. But once I found some background paper that I thought would tie it together, has definitely got easier. But I love this floral paper so much. So I'm using the floral paper and the foil paper mainly for my pockets. And then I find that I don't feel like I have to do a lot of embellishing because the paper really speaks for itself. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to use a little tie to hold my pages together. So I've cut out these little bits here and pick it up. I've got 2 little brads, and then I have these. I've cut out in advance 6 of these black cardstock pieces to make my little circles. So I'm just going to stick them together, 3 each together. Like this. We've done this lots. It's like the policy envelope closure. We're going to use it for our doors today. Okay, and then this one. And I'm not going to put anything fancy behind the doors. I'm just going to leave them be underneath and see if there's an opportunity to. I don't want to put a pocket or anything in there because I want my doors to shut nicely, basically. And if it gets a bit too bulky behind them, they may not shut very well. Right, so I've got those on together. Just give them a little rub with my bone folder. Okay, and then I think think this might be a 1/2 inch punch, and I've just punched out from the foil paper a little flower on one, I don't know if you can really see it, and a little gold leaf on the other, and I'm just going to pop those on the center of each one. One there, it's pretty centered, and one on here. Like so. Stick it down, and then I'm going to try and punch a hole in the middle. So I like to use my leather punch, and what's great is it's got so many different types of holes, so I'm using my smallest hole. Of course you could use your crocodile, but I find it really difficult to see how to punch the holes with a crocodile. That looks kind of centered. Let's go with that. Oh, look at that. Okay, so then I'm going to line it up with that one. Punch through that. How did we go with that one? Not bad. Okay, so then with our doors, we've got the tab on this side and the tab on this side, just making sure. I'm going to pop them together and decide where these guys are going to go. I mean, I guess I could measure it, but I think they look nice a little about there. This one should be a little bit further over. Like, how's about like that? Okay. So I don't know if it's centered, it might be a little bit higher than center, but that's okay. So I'm just marking those holes. And that's the other thing why I like the leather punch. It's got a bit more of a reach this way than the crocodile, so I can punch a hole in there. And they're squeaky though, like everything around here. And where's my mark? Punch a hole in there. Okay, don't know if it went all the way through. There we go. And that one. Alright, and then I'm going to use a bit of seam binding. So I have this seam binding here. It's just an off-white, and I was thinking about colouring it, but the more I'm using it this way, I'm quite liking it, just this sort of off-white. So I think my dogs are going to have a bark. Hopefully they're not, but I'm going to pull that through. There. And then I'm going to grab my flower and one of my brads, and I'm going to try and poke that through the same hole, like so. And then flatten out those brad prongs. Right, give ourselves a bit of seam binding, trim that off, and then on this side we will just put the brad right through. So I didn't have any gold brads, but I've been using gold in this album, so I embossed the top of it, of this with gold embossing powder. You know, I just popped it in my Versamark ink and embossed the top of it, and now they're gold. So there's our doors, aren't they cute? I love them. Okay, so then we need to mat the back of them. So which mat goes with which? that one go on there? Looks like a good match. Does that one go on there? Yes. Alright, so I'm just going to pop these mats on my doors, on the back of my doors, to cover up those brads and to make the doors look good. Right, there's one door. A bit of glue on there. And then this one. When you're cutting out things like the doors for a page, you just need to pay a little bit of attention to which direction your page is going in, which is obviously what I did not do when I cut the mats. I didn't think about which direction my page was facing. Either that or I just put the paper on upside down on my Cricut mat. That's entirely possible too. Just worth thinking about. Okay. So now let us bring in our album. And we need to put these guys on the page. So I'm going to start with attaching this one to here. Just going to give them a bit of a dry fit first, make sure we're going okay with that. Looks pretty good. Alright, so we want to be pretty accurate with where we're popping it, otherwise our doors might not line up. We'll see how we go, I guess. Right, so I'm going to, putting this against that score line as close as I can. Making sure it's lined up at the top and the bottom as well. That looks pretty good. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so then when we put this one down, we line it up along there. How does it go on the edge of the page? Pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to put some glue on here. And I'm going to line it up on along here with this door, and then press it down on my edge. Let's see how we went. Oh, it's perfect. A winner. Press that down. And then we'll give it a good burnish along here. And along here. And then all we've got left to do is pop this mat on here and we're done. Again, I'm not going to put anything behind the doors just yet. I mean, I think it would be wise to see how chunky our album gets before we do anything too much behind the door. In my prototype, I just slid a photo mat or a couple of photo mats in there, and that was just enough. Okay, so then we're just going to pop this one down on the page. Just look like at the top. I need to come down a little smidge. Looks good now. Look at that. Alright, so that's that one done. I love those doors. They're so pretty. I'll just close it up like this. And in my prototype, once I'd finished with my scraps, I made some paper beads and just dangled a paper bead off the end. So we might do that again as well. So So there's our doors page, and then this one here, and of course I just need to go back and make sure I've cut out the right pocket to go down here, so it actually needs to face that way. But I'm sure you'll catch my drift as you're making it yourself. I've just reversed it. Okay, so that is pages 2 and 3. Yes, we're moving along now. And we haven't done our inserts or anything yet, but it's looking great. I love it when it starts to come together like that. Look at that. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching this video today. I hope you come back for the next pages that we make in this album, and if so, I'll see you again soon. Thanks very much for your time, and take care. Bye for now. Bye.